The Creeturs Go to the Barbecue. "Once 'pon a time," said Uncle Remus to the little boy. "But when was once upon a time?" the child interrupted to ask. The old man smiled. "I expect 'twas one time or two times, or maybe a time and a half. You know when Johnny Ashcake gone to bake? Well, 'twas long in dem days. Once 'pon a time," he resumed, "Mr. Man had a garden so fine that all the neighbors come to see it. Some 'ud look at it over the fence, some 'ud peep through the cracks, and some 'ud come and look at it by the light of the stars. And one of 'em was old Brer Rabbit. Starlight, moonlight, cloudlight, the night light was the light for him. When the turn of the morning come, he is allers up and about, and a-feeling purty well, I thank you, sir. Now then, you don't hear what I say. There was Mr. Man, yander was the garden, and here was old Brer Rabbit." Uncle Remus made a map of this part of the story by marking the sand with his walking cane. "Well, this being the case, what you 'spect gwine to happen? Nothing in the round world but what been happening since greens and sparrowgrass was planted in the ground. They look fine and they taste fine, and long towards the shank of the morning, Brer Rabbit'd creep through the crack in the fence and nibble at 'em. He'd take the greens, but leave his tracks, most especially right out of a rain. Taking and leaving, it's the way of the world. Well, one morning, Mr. Man went out in his truck patch and he finds something missing. A cabbage here, a turnip there, and a mess of beans yonder. And he asks, how come this? He looked round, he did, and he seed Brer Rabbit's tracks, what he couldn't take with him. Brer Rabbit had left his shoes at home and come barefooted. So Mr. Man, he called his dogs, "Here, Buck! Here, Bringer! Here, Blue!" And he sicked 'em on the track, and here they went. You'd have thunk they was running after 47 rhinoceroses from the fuss they made. Brer Rabbit, he hear 'em coming, and he put out for home, kind of doubling round like he do these days. When he got to the pine where he can sit down for to rest his face and hands, he took a poplar leaf and begun to fan himself. Then Brer Fox come a-trotting up. He say, "Brer Rabbit, what's all this fuss I hear in the woods? What the name of goodness do it mean?" Brer Rabbit kind of scratch his head and allow, "Why, they a trying for to drive me to the big barbecue on the creek. They all ask me, and when I fuse, they say they a gwine to make me go anyhow. They ain't no fun being as populous as what I is, Brer Fox. If you want to go, just get in ahead of the hounds and go lickety-split down the road." Brer Fox roll his little eyes and lick his chops while he dribble at the mouth, and put out to the barbecue, and he ain't more than made his disappearance, for here come Brer Wolf, and when he got the news, off he put. And he ain't more'n got out of sight, for here come old Brer B'ar, and when he hear talk of the bacon meat and the big pan of gravy, he sot up on his behind legs and snored. Then off he put, and he ain't got out in hearing, for Brer Coon come racking up, and when he got the news, he put out. So there they was, and what you gwine do about it? It seemed like they all got in front of the dogs, or the dogs got behind them, and Brer Rabbit sot by the creekside laughing and hitting at the snake doctors, and them po' critters had to go clean past the barbecue, if they was any barbecue, which I don't scasely 'spect they was, and that what make me say what I does. When you get an invite to a barbecue, you better find out when and why it is, and who running it.